got D-Lynn here on another Patreon request music reaction video. Tonight's Patreon request comes to me from Staley, who wanted me to react to the Setzer Orchestra and their version of Sleepwalk. This is the 5th track off of their 3rd album, The Dirty Boogie, released in 1998. Sleepwalk is an instrumental cover of the original of the same name, written, recorded, and released in 1959 by the instrumental rock and roll duo Santo and Johnny Farina. Their version, which incorporates a steel guitar, entered Billboard's Top 40 in August that year, rising to number 1 during the last 2 weeks in September. Fast forward 39 years, the music scene was seeing a resurgence of swing by way of an advertising campaign by the clothing retailer Gap. The Setzer Orchestra made waves with this album, which contained the cover of Jump, Jive, and Wail, originally done by the American trumpeter, singer, and entertainer Louis Prima. By the way, Prima's version of Jump, Jive, and Wail appears in the Gap commercial. Setzer, who was previously with the rockabilly band Stray Cats, brought back other older songs on the Dirty Boogie album, but their remake of Sleepwalk earned them the Grammy for Best Pop Instrumental Recording in 1999. I think I know one song by the Stray Cats, but I can't think of the name of it. It was like their one, well, I only know of one popular song, but I remember him, Brian, from there. And then of course I remember the Setzer Orchestra. Definitely loved Jump, Jive, and Wail, their cover version of it. I think that's the only other song I've ever heard by them, so I'm pretty excited. I know that Kip always either introduces me to a new artist or gives me a new song by maybe an artist that I have heard of, and I may not have ever heard anything else by them. So, and just to forewarn you, this is a performance, and also it's, as I mentioned, an instrumental. So no lyrics for me to have to concentrate on or try to find the meaning in. I'm not saying that it's difficult for me to do that. I'm just saying that I can kind of just relax and just listen to the music, which is always great. Without further ado, I'll be reacting to the Setzer Orchestra and their version of Sleepwalk. My guys, tat it up. I didn't realize that. beautiful. One of the things I love about doing reactions is this type of moment where I had no idea what the song was, or at least I didn't think I did until I heard those first few notes, and then like the wave of recognition, I'm pretty sure you saw it, came over me. Yes, I recognize that song 100%. I just never knew the name of it. I never knew who came up with it. Usually when I would hear that song, it was probably in a movie. Maybe it was like in a store in the background where I wasn't really fully paying attention. So, but that is such a gorgeous song. I know sometimes it was used to slow dance to, probably back in the 50s, maybe even 60s. And I'm just guessing at this because I wasn't there, but I'm just guessing from, like I said, when I'd see movies and such a thing was going on and that music was playing. It's so interesting because, I mean, obviously I don't do a deep dive into the info, but just that little bit of information that I did get, now I know, like, I could put faces to who composed that, and I have a name for the song, Sleepwalk. I had no clue about that, and I honestly didn't even realize that it was just meant to be an instrumental, which I love. I love instrumentals anyway. I also, I think I've mentioned this before on my channel, but I love big band. I love swing. That's like my favorite time period whenever that stuff happened, and I want to guess the 30s and 40s. That's one of my favorite genres, and it's super fun to play too, because we played a couple of big band songs when I used to be in band in school. So Brian Setzer. Like I said, I'm familiar with the Brian Setzer Orchestra only because, as I mentioned earlier, the resurgence of swing. There were so many bands that had come out in the early 90s, late 90s that were into that. I did like Jump, Jive, and Wail by the Brian Setzer Orchestra. Never heard anything else by them, I don't think. At least not from that album. If I did, again, it might have been offhanded. You know, I had no idea it was them. Even though Brian has like an unmistakable voice, he has a unique voice from what I remember. I can see why they won a Grammy. They performed that so lovely. Like everyone, Brian and his orchestra. It was just beautiful and dreamy, and yeah, lovely, absolutely lovely. And like I said, it's so crazy that I find things out as I do a reaction. Sometimes I'll get it when I'm looking up the song, like the title alone will bring back a memory or something, but in this case I actually had to hear the first couple of notes. Very superbly done, and his guitar work, I think I've mentioned this to you guys, that I love a guitar player. And he was showing off, absolutely, but he's good. He's really, really good. So excellent choice, Kip. Thank you so much for suggesting that. I would have gone my whole life without knowing the name of that song, even though I've heard it here and there for a long time. I hope you guys enjoyed that reaction. If you did, please leave me a like. And if you're new to my channel, I hope there's something on here that will make you want to subscribe. Thank you so much for joining me on this Patreon request reaction video, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye!